What's up, Yarny Box subscribers? Today we're making Amy the Axolotl. Amy can be made with or without the tail, so if you just like the chunky axolotl look, you can skip the entire tail segment and it would look something like this. But if you want the true axolotl look, you're gonna have to make the tail. It's just gonna be a little bit more work. So it's totally up to you. Amy is super customizable, so let's get started. Don't forget to head to yarnybox.com to sign up for free with your email, and you'll get a free pattern sent to your inbox every single week. In your Yarnybox kit, you'll find that the first round is already done for you. This is so that you can start off nice and easy and don't have to worry about a complicated beginning. So this first round is actually called a magic ring, and you'll find 6 stitches inside this ring. I'm going to point them out with my hook here. They look like horizontal V's. So you should be able to go around the circle and count 6 little V's or 6 stitches. You can also feel them like that. So this here is called the tail, and we are not going to worry about that right now. We can just put it aside for now. The other piece of yarn that you see that is connected to the ball, that's called the working piece of yarn. That's the yarn that we're going to be working with throughout the project. As you can see, you can pull on the loop that has the green stitch marker, and it's going to tighten and loosen that loop. That's where you're going to be inserting your hook for the first time. And this blue stitch marker is where we're going to be popping in our first stitch of the round. So if you pull on it a bit, you'll see a little hole. That's exactly where the first stitch is going to go. And to hold your crochet hook, there's no proper way. You can either hold it like this, which is like a knife, or you can hold it like this, which is like a pencil. I personally find a pencil hold a little bit more comfortable, but you can hold it however you'd like. So now we can take out our green stitch marker, and we're going to pop our crochet hook into this loop. And like I said before, you can tighten this loop down. Don't make it so tight that you can't move your crochet hook, but you definitely don't want a huge gap with the yarn here. And then you can wrap the working yarn around your finger a couple times to control the tension, and you can pinch the magic ring with your middle finger and your thumb. I find this the best way to hold everything, but again, experiment for yourself and see what you like best. And now we can take out the blue stitch marker as well. And you can see this is the first stitch or the first little V. Go ahead and pop your hook right in there. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Now we're going to yarn over, but before you do that, make sure you're holding your hook parallel to your body and make sure your hook is pointing downwards. This is super important, or else it's going to be really hard to pull that yarn through the stitch. And then you can go ahead and pull the yarn through the first 2 loops on your hook. Grab the yarn again and pull through the last 2 loops on your hook. And that, folks, is a single crochet. So congrats, we just made our very first stitch of the round. And now we're going to do the exact same thing in the exact same hole, and that's going to give us 2 stitches in this first stitch. So do the exact same thing again. Pop your hook in the exact same hole that we were just in. Yarn over, pull the yarn through 2 loops. Yarn over again and pull through the last 2 loops on your hook. That's called an increase, and what we just did was we placed 2 stitches into 1 stitch. And now you can see we are going to count back 2 stitches, so that's 1 and 2. We're going to pop our stitch marker in the second stitch away from the loop. So right in there. So now we have 2 new stitches, and we are going to continue this all the way around the circle. So again, we're going into the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over again, and pull through 2 loops. So again, that is 1 single crochet. We're doing the same thing again. So in the exact same hole, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over again, pull through 2 loops. And again, this is called an increase, or 2 stitches in every single stitch around. So again, in the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over again, and pull through 2 loops. And again, insert your hook in the same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. And now in the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, that is 1 single crochet, and for the second single crochet we're going in the exact same hole and performing the second single crochet, and keep doing this all the way around. So that's 1 single crochet and going in for the second one. And then in the next stitch, which is the last stitch of the round, we are going to make our single crochet and then make the second single crochet. So what we just did was we went from 6 stitches to now 12, which means we put 2 single crochets in each of those first initial 6 crochets. And again, that is called increasing. So you should be able to go around the circle and count 12 little stitches or 12 little V's. So to carry on to round 2 of the project, we are going to start off by making our first single crochet of the round in the next available stitch. So insert your hook, yarn over again, and pull through. And then you can stop and mark this stitch. So now we are going to go into the next stitch. So not this one, but the next one. And we are going to increase in the next one. So this one here, we're going to make 1 single crochet. And then we are going in the exact same place and making a second single crochet. So we're increasing in every other stitch in this round. So you should have 3 stitches so far. And insert your hook in the next stitch and make 1 single crochet. And then increase in the next stitch. So 1 single crochet and your second single crochet in that same stitch. Single crochet and then increase in the next. So just keep repeating, alternating between a single crochet and an increase until you get back to the stitch marker. So we're coming up on the last increase of the round. And now we have 18 stitches in our magic ring. So you can go around and count 18 little V's if you want. And it's time to remove the stitch marker. We are going to make our first single crochet of the next round and then mark that stitch. So this is round 4. Round 4, we're increasing in every 3rd stitch. So we're going to move on to the next stitch. Insert our hook and place a single crochet. And then in this 3rd stitch, we are going to be placing our increase. So increase in this one. And then single crochet, increase. So single crochet, and increase. Single crochet, and increase. Just keep repeating this pattern all the way around until you get back to the stitch marker. So we're coming up on the last increase of the round here. And now we're going to move on to the next round. We should have 24 stitches now. And round 5, we're increasing in every 4th stitch. So place your first single crochet of the round and mark that stitch. Now we are going to do single crochet, and increase in the 4th stitch. So increase here, and then single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, increase. And increase here. So at the end of this round, we're going to have 30 stitches in our circle, and this is our last round of increasing. So just keep repeating this pattern of 3 single crochets and increasing until you get back to the stitch marker. Alright, so now we have 30 stitches in our circle, and we are all done increasing. Right now we are going to weave in our end, so that means you're going to grab your yarn needle from your Yarny Box kit and thread your yarn needle with the tail of the magic ring. I like to fold the yarn in half and kind of squish it on the needle. It's a lot easier than having to deal with the fraying end. And then pull the ring really tight so that there's no big hole showing. And now all you're going to be doing is weaving in back and forth with the needle in random stitches at the bottom of the circle to secure the end. And I like to go about 5 or 6 times, just going back and forth. And this is really going to secure the tail to make sure it doesn't come unraveled. Now for round 6, we are just going to be doing a single crochet in each stitch around the circle. We're going to be doing this for 10 rounds. So for the next 10 rounds, all we're doing is 1 single crochet in each stitch around. You're going to have 30 stitches at the end of each of these rounds as well. So I'll do the first round with you on camera, and then I will speed up the rest of it. Here I'm showing you how to count your rounds. So your rounds are separated by these little lines. And you can see we have done 5 rounds so far. So if you get lost, that's how you can count them. So for round 6, we are going to insert our hook and place our first single crochet and then mark that stitch. And now we are going to single crochet in each one of these stitches all the way around. So we're coming up on the last few stitches of the round here. If you want to go around, you can count all your stitches, and you should still have 30 stitches because we didn't do any increasing. And now you are going to repeat this step 9 more times. So I'm going to speed up the camera, but just go at your own pace and repeat the round 9 more times, and you'll be on round 15 by the end of it. So we're coming up on the last few stitches of round 15. Your axolotl should look something like this, a little bit like an egg or a cup. So we are mostly done with the body. All we have left to do is the decreasing. And if you lost track of where you were, you can always count. You should be at round 15 here. We can remove our stitch marker, and we're going to place our first single crochet of the round. And then mark that stitch. Now we are going to do another single crochet in the next stitch, another single crochet in the next, and now we are going to do a decrease. So what that means is we're combining 2 stitches together to make 1. So you can see this is a back loop of a stitch, this is the front loop. So again, front loop, and then you have the back loop not on your hook here. For a decrease, we are going in the front loop only of the next 2 stitches. So see here, my hook is only going in the front loop of the stitch. And I'm going to immediately go into the front loop of the next stitch right beside it. And then yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 2. And what that did was combine 2 stitches into 1. So now we're going to do 3 more single crochets here. And then we're going to do another decrease. So front loop only, and front loop only of the next stitch as well. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and decrease. Single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, decrease. And just keep repeating this pattern of 3 single crochets, then a decrease, until we get back to the stitch marker. So we're on the last decrease here. And now we're going to pause and insert the eyes of our axolotl. So grab your safety eyes from your Yarny Box kit. They look something like this. And all we're going to be doing is taking the black parts and make sure you're working on the opposite side of your stitch marker. And then we're going to count 8 rounds down from the very top of the axolotl. So the eyes are going in between rounds 8 and 9. So you can see here, I'm pointing that out with my fingers. And then take the black part and stick it right into a hole in the middle of 8 and 9. I like to do about 4 stitches apart. I don't want my eyes too close together because I want room for a mouth. But you can kind of play around and see where you want your eyes to be. Once you're happy with the eye placement, and again, make sure your stitch marker is centered on the back, you can take the backs of the eyes and just pop them right on. And they click twice, and that's how you'll know they'll be secure. So now that Amy has some eyeballs, we can keep going on the decreasing. For the next round, take out your stitch marker, make your first single crochet, and then mark that stitch. In this round, we are going to be decreasing every 3rd stitch, so make another single crochet and then make your decrease. And then single crochet, and decrease. Single crochet, and decrease. Keep repeating this pattern of decreasing in every 3rd stitch until you get back to the stitch marker. We're going to have 18 stitches at the end of this round. So now that we have a smaller hole as our opening, we're going to start stuffing our axolotl. So grab your stuffing from your kit. I like to pull the stuffing apart before I put it in. It just makes it fluffier and easier to shape out your shape. So when you're stuffing your amigurumi, you really want to make sure that you're shaping the body as you're stuffing. Don't just shove the stuffing into the body. Just make sure you take your thumbs and you're really rounding out the head and the body of the axolotl. And I'm just taking little bits of stuffing at a time, making sure they reach every corner of the head. I'm going to stuff it about this big. You don't want it too stuffed or else it's going to be too hard to keep crocheting. So something like this where the stuffing isn't coming out of the top. And then we are going to insert our hook, place our first single crochet of the round, and then mark that stitch. And now we are going to decrease and then single crochet and decrease. Then single crochet. So keep this pattern of decreasing in every other stitch around until you get back to the stitch marker. We're on the last decrease of the round here. And then you can remove your stitch marker. I'm just going to pop in a bit more stuffing to round out the bottom of the body here. Just kind of forcing it in with my finger into the bottom. And you don't want your axolotl stuffed so much that the stuffing is really starting to show through all your stitches. So just make sure he's firm but not too firm. And now we can carry on to the very last round of the project. So this round we are decreasing in every single stitch. So place your first decrease of the round and then mark that stitch. Now we are going to decrease in the next stitch and keep decreasing until you get back to the stitch marker. Now we can remove our stitch marker and we are going to fasten off. So first we can cut our yarn, leave a tail about 8 to 10 inches long, and then cut the yarn. And now all we're going to do to fasten off is pull the yarn through, and we can shut our hole. By doing that, we're going to thread the yarn onto the yarn needle. And then in the very first stitch, you're just going to place your yarn needle and put it through the front loop only of the stitch. And continue doing that all the way around in each stitch in the front loop only. This is going to create a drawstring where we'll just be able to pull the hole shut. So pull it tight, and then we are just going to weave in our end. So poke your yarn needle back through the bottom and go in and out with your needle a few times to make sure that end isn't going to come undone.